What's going on, guys? How are you? Having some problems. Hi, Edwin. Hey, Chad. How you guys doing? Good evening. Good evening. Should have this figured out in about 2 seconds. Where's Chris the Tech? Yeah, where is Chris the Tech? I don't know what the deal is. I had a scheduled stream tonight, and YouTube says connect to streaming software in order to enable. Why don't I use streaming software when I stream on YouTube? I don't know what that was all about, but couldn't get in here. How's everybody doing tonight? Should be up and running now. About a minute and a half in. Let's get rid of this. I probably let all the heat out of the sauna because I ripped the camera down to try to redo that. How you guys doing tonight? Got some updates. Somebody asked for weight loss updates. Only down about 11 pounds, I think. I thought it'd be doing better than that, but I think definitely set back from a little turkey or something else. Chris the Tech is not in the house this evening. I kind of like having somebody else for sure. Definitely makes it better. Although there's a lot of laundry just from yesterday, from all the towels. So what's shaking for you guys? Edwin's been working hard on a DIY sauna. Had a chance to look at those pictures a little more in depth. What's going on, Dan? Early fire pit, back indoors until hot tub. Awesome. What time? Actually, it's only 6 o'clock your time, right? Or is it 7? I think it's 6. Cool. So what's shaking with everybody? I had a couple of requests for weight loss updates, but not a huge reduction to report. 6 p.m. but very dark. Cool. Yeah, I don't know I don't really care for the time change too much. I thought it was 8 o'clock. I thought I needed to get prepped for a live stream, and it was like 6:15. It was super dark. Edwin says DIY sauna going good, well worth the $10 cost of the course. Well, thank you. Are you going to end up making a custom frame that fits in that area that you have? You think that'll work out pretty good? You said you had your first session. All right, I wasn't able to read your whole email about the first session, but I went back and looked at the pictures, and it looks like you did a hell of a job sealing it up. Usually whenever it's like that, work like gangbusters, because you're absorbing all the heat, you're keeping everything in there. Do you guys remember, does anybody happen to remember, there was somebody else that asked for another update besides weight loss, and I can't remember what it was about. I've got a to-do list going of things that I'm supposed to add, stuff that is supposed to be added to the course. I forgot a couple other things too. So there's even more things from the other live streams. There's also adding the sauna hats, supplements, and then especially after last night, the electrolyte supplement that we used, that I've had, and I've used it before. I don't remember it being that terrible, but I want to make sure nobody else buys that because it was downright awful. Tonight I'm on liquid IV and bentonite clay. So I'm using binders tonight. Probably going to take some supplements after the sauna session too. Haven't been doing that lately. Is there a lag in the chat? Does anybody know? because nothing. Seam with aluminum duct tape. Insulation be in contact with lamps. Yeah, that'd be perfect. I think that'll work really good for you, by the way, Edwin, especially for your application. Was it? I was a little. Yeah, those kit things that you were asking about before. I think you'd be hard pressed to find something with that correct angle and everything to fit in the RV. So I think what you're doing is great. And if you just get your own, if you make your own frame just with regular wood stock, whatever suits you. I mean, it doesn't have to support a lot of weight unless you're gonna be hanging on it like a monkey. But I think it'd be great. I think you'd be all set with that. Plus, once you get a little more seat time in there, you'll you'll definitely have a better feel for, like what to expect or what to do or yada yada. I'm starting to sweat, which is surprising because when I grabbed the camera and took it out of here, I let pretty much all the heat out. The kit I was referring to would be everything but the wood. Oh, I gotcha. Most of the kits are like $1,000 for a 4 lamp diamond shaped pattern, which is nothing more than, a wooden box that's wired up with 4 light fixtures in it. So it's about, $80 worth of materials for $1,000. Maybe not even $80. Way less than that. I don't know what I'm talking about. So what's going on with you guys tonight? Got a couple things on the horizon. This is, I think it's day 19. Am I on the right track here? I'm all screwed up. I think it's day 19. There was a couple of questions from YouTube comments from yesterday's episode or one before I haven't gotten to yet. If you guys, I don't think there's many people in here, so I don't think anyone's tuning in for the first time. If you are, say hello in the chat. I can't see that it's you unless you say hi. If you have a question or a topic that you'd like to request talk about, there's some knowledgeable people in the chat, and I can also answer your questions live here tonight. This is day 19 of 30 for 30, and it's day 19 of me in the sauna for 30 minutes for 30 days straight, live every night, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm starting to feel like a real broken record saying this. This is anyone ever tell you look like James Corden? I don't even know who that is. Do you guys know who James Corden is? I don't know who that is. Let's see. Other questions were, how much weight can the seat of an infrared sauna hold? I'm really not sure. I mean, I want to say a few hundred pounds. When I started this, I was at my heaviest, which was about 235 plus or minus, about 236. And right now, today, I'm 225. I think I would be 224, 223 if it wasn't for Thanksgiving, but only down about 11 pounds so far. As far as how much weight can an infrared sauna bench hold, that's a hard question to answer. I know it's very pertinent for larger folks. The best people to ask would really be somebody that has intimate knowledge at the actual manufacturer or the brand of sauna that you're interested in. I would hate to say that, I would hate to tell you that the sauna that I'm in right now can easily support 300 pounds, and then they'd not recommend something like that. So best rule of thumb is to definitely ask the brand that you're interested in. Edwin says, Matt, have you ever used a nebulizer? I definitely have. When I used to have chronic sinusitis, nebulizer was one of the only things that helped me. Colloidal silver, all kinds of crazy stuff. Oregano burns like hell, but it works. Dan says, let's talk about why far infrared penetrates the towels, because I've had this debate with several people who saw a guy on Facebook says it won't get through the towels. You're right, Dan. It doesn't get through the towels. That's why we weren't sweating last night. No, that's kind of one of the reasons. I mean, Chris and I were sweating like crazy after about 20 minutes in here. Yesterday was a tough session. That was an hour and 10 minutes. Granted, I was cooling it down at the end, but there is definitely no issue with far infrared penetrating anything. I mean, within reason. It's kind of like the lady asked the day or a few days ago, is there any protective covering or anything inside the wall cavity where the heater mounts? Well, yeah, there's a foil lined cavity so that it reflects the heat back away from the wood so it doesn't get too hot. How technical do you want to be on that, Dan? I mean, really, it's just the right wavelength so that cloth and other things don't interrupt it. And then there's some like super scientific things that I think would bore people to death that sort of prove how far infrared, or it's not far infrared, right? Like it's that particular portion of the spectrum penetrates, whereas more visible light or low near infrared on the spectrum does not. You really need line of sight for red light therapy. I mean, in my opinion. There's other people that say, oh, it's fine. Like, what's the company that puts a 50 LED array to give you near infrared behind a grill cover? And it's like there's a cutout in the middle of their far infrared panel, and there's a near infrared light array in there, but it's behind the grill, right? And so people used to argue with me all the time that, oh, well, if the grill affects the near infrared LEDs, then it's got to affect the far infrared. That's not how it works. Let's see. Dan says, hey, Dan, by the way, what was the guy on Facebook saying when people say that the far infrared doesn't get through the towels? I mean, why don't they try an experiment like we did last night? Last night wasn't an experiment for me, but it was really just to keep our sweat off the sauna so I didn't have to clean it so much. Gonzalo says, I'm here, Matt. Usually watch your streams in the background while working out or refueling my body, eating food. Cool, man. Good to see you. How you doing? What's new with you? Any sauna stuff shaking on the horizon? Any different from the other days? Any questions or topics you want to throw in the mix for tonight? Dan's got a good one about far infrared and not penetrating. It's like if infrared saunas didn't work when people wear clothes, then I could see people getting into arguments. But if you've ever seen somebody sweat bullets while they have jeans and a collared shirt on because they're doing a demo either at a trade show or at a factory or somewhere, they're in a far infrared sauna. I mean, I don't understand why. I don't even understand why it would be a question, but maybe some people aren't fluent in that. Antu Parker says, hello, do you prefer traditional or infrared? Antu Parker, definitely I prefer infrared. Some of it has to do with ease of installation, but really use whatever you can get, whatever you like. Just be sweating. You can get the same, benefits, in my opinion, from both. So the point of 30 for 30 is to encourage and inspire and get people to introduce heat therapy into their life more regularly. So if that means you have to build a DIY sauna because you have no money, if that means you have to buy a portable sauna because that's what you like, you don't want to build anything, if that means you have to get, an outdoor sauna because you don't have room in your house, if that means you want infrared or traditional, either one, whatever it is, whatever's right for you, do that. But for me personally, I prefer infrared for indoor ease of use and ease of installation. Timothy says, what should I use to clean and disinfect my non-wood steam sauna? Timothy, can you be a little more elaborative? What do you mean non-wood steam sauna? Is it fiberglass? Like an ozone sauna that's like a little clamshell and the top closes over you and latches? You got to tell me exactly what it is. But probably a vinegar solution, most likely. Get detoxinated. Far infrared penetrates 1.5 inches through the skin. What do you think it was on Facebook? I don't know. That's why I was curious. Who do you think it was on Facebook? I don't know. That's why I was asking you what they were saying or what the argument was, because I'm sure you've seen people, even yourself, like if you're at the detox center and you have your collared shirt on, the Pure Being collared shirt, and you have slacks on or something, and you're turning the sauna on and getting it ready for people and all that stuff. If you make a mistake and you're in here for too long, you're going to start sweating. You'll be in shoes. I mean, come on. Yeah. That guy, which is funny because the clear light saunas have that thin mesh in them too. So I always find that really, really funny. But we won't talk about the clear light sauna cult. No, I'm just kidding. We can talk about anything you want. Let's see. Mr. Tully said, hi, had a great day. Minimal dizziness. I took the charcoal binders you recommended, either the new binders or just a gradual recovery from about 3 weeks ago, sauna use. Awesome, Mr. Tully. That's great. Dan, need the first 70 pages of your book. Read. Love to hear more about the first, second painters your dad using for therapy on. Oh, okay. That would be a story. Timothy says, portable. What should I use to clean and disinfect my non-wood steam sauna? Is it a vinyl one, Timothy, or is it a fabric? Because, I mean, it's probably going to be the same thing anyway. Just use a, if it's just you using it, you can use a damp cloth with a light vinegar solution if you want to keep it organic. If it is vinyl, like the PVC vinyl, you can pretty much use whatever you want and then wipe it down with a damp cloth afterwards to get all the residue off. But if it's porous, or if it's the stitched, I don't have one in this room, or I could grab it really quick and show you. But if it's a stitched enclosure, that's going to absorb some type of product that you put on it, I would be careful about putting stuff on there. Probably a light vinegar solution or some type of organic, wipe down cleaner if you want, or just a damp cloth, I think would be totally fine. Mr. Tully, you want to talk about the, or actually, it sounds like you're doing great. I would definitely stick with the binders, and you could even do a little bit of, how many binders do you take? How many milligrams of binders are you taking, or how many capsules? You doing charcoal, or are you mixing it yourself? Just out of curiosity. I mean, you could saturate the 2 caps of charcoal. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, you could do two caps of charcoal. You could also do 2 caps of something else, either pre or post sauna. I have done that a lot. So I'll do like 2 caps of bentonite clay, like I did tonight before sauna, maybe like 30 minutes before. And then after sauna, you could do your charcoal, or you could do nothing, but maybe definitely see if you could get some electrolytes in there too, magnesium, potassium, stuff like that. Let's see. Dan says, laughing out loud. Come on, man. Get detoxinated, Mr. Tully. The story is told by my father in a video on a Facebook group. Same name as my book. Cool. You guys can get that. Also took clay and fiber today. Awesome. Okay, perfect. I didn't see that, Mr. Tully. I'm sorry. I'm slow on the chat, or there's a lag before it pops up for me. I think you got it down. I think that will really help you. That's one of the things that really, really helped me. It was a game changer as far as sauna sessions go, brain fog, that kind of stuff. It made a huge difference. Basically, I did today what you were talking about, plus lots of water and minerals. Awesome. Perfect. Yeah, if you're going to sauna frequently, make sure and watch your minerals, specifically magnesium and potassium intake. What's with the blindness? Or not blindness. Damn thing's out of focus. Cool. Okay. Let's see. We're 17 minutes in. I am only at 133 degrees. I guess I left the door open way too long. The sauna has preheated, or was preheated, for 35 minutes tonight before I walked in the room. So I was planning on doing another kick-ass session like I had last night with Chris. We were struggling last night, so that was not a, I don't know, it looked like it seemed the same on the replay, but yesterday was hot. And I don't think most people that promote saunas or talk about detox, or the influencers that you see on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all this stuff, everyone kind of makes it like this glorious thing, like it's always great. But I've got to be completely transparent with you guys. I didn't feel so well today. I felt tapped. I didn't sleep good. I was wired last night. I didn't go to bed until after midnight. I was up at 6:45. I mean, my normal time. Couldn't sleep in. Tried to, put an eye mask on and go back to sleep. And I earlier this morning, I was just completely wrecked. So doesn't mean it's from the sauna, but definitely means that, not everything is sunshine and roses like people, tout them to be, especially when you're doing saunas. Or I don't recommend that new folks do a 30 for 30. I would recommend people take breaks. Like 7 days a week is something that no one should be doing. I'm going to give myself a little break. I'm sweating like crazy. But anyway, just wanted to note that even though I have a lot of experience doing this and everything seems fine, it's not always fine. Like today was a struggle. It felt like my adrenals were a little tapped. It could just be because I've been going hard. Workout was hard yesterday, struggled, poor sleep last night, bad recovery. Must have been the whiskey shots. I didn't drink last night, Edwin. I wanted to, but I was already kind of tired last night, and I know how alcohol affects my sleep. Doesn't mean that I don't ever indulge in it. I do. And I saw your email about N-acetylcysteine too, by the way. I have taken NAC for years, but I stopped about a year ago, just because when I was going to the functional medicine doctor, we were checking liver enzymes and doing some other things, which in the past had been kind of high, and N-acetylcysteine can kind of temporarily lower those. So I wanted to see what would happen off of all liver detox type supplements, or anything that aids in that, and anything that kind of ramps up, any supplements or vitamins or anything that I was taking that can ramp up glutathione production. But anyway, so I'm back on the sauce today. I am on the electrolytes. I've also been sweating a lot. I mean, we've got workouts, turkey day. I didn't have enough fluids. I also had a couple drinks. Nothing crazy. Like I wasn't hung over the next day, but still, I've been going hard at this for a little while, trying to meet my weight loss goals by the end of the month, and it doesn't look like I'm going to hit them. But I'm definitely much better off than if I wouldn't have done something like this. So that's kind of cool. And getting lots of great feedback via private message or email. People are doing great things for themselves, which makes me happy. More sauna sessions, more frequently trying. I like it when people just try stuff, right? Like, I don't know if you guys know of, you probably wouldn't know who the guy is, but there's a guy that used to put out training and stuff. And one of his things was, how do you get people to suspend disbelief long enough to try something new? And so if I can accomplish that with the 30 for 30, I'll be super happy and obviously meet some of my own goals. Basically did what you were today. Mr. Tully said, the bad part about getting better is that my appetite has come back with a vengeance. I've only been eating 500 calories a day the last 3 weeks. I ate 3K calories today. That's awesome. That's an excellent sign. I would suggest, Mr. Tully, that you feed the hell out of your body. Honestly, I would encourage you to, like, if you have a hesitation about gaining weight or putting on fat or anything like that in your particular situation, I wouldn't worry about that right now, and I would eat like a mofo, literally, because there's a good chance that if you're not doing a complete supplementation protocol, and even if you are, right, you could still be deficient in a few things, and your body knows, like, if you spend time after you start feeling better and you can do a little bit of intuitive eating, there's a reason why you crave certain things, because there's something in it that usually you need. And I'm not talking about stuff that has tons of sugar in it. I'm talking about like primal foods. If there's a primal food that you're craving and you just can't get enough of it, there might be a reason why. Edwin says, extra weight is protecting you from being acidic. To easily drop the weight, go alkaline. Yeah, for me, not for Mr. Tully. just to clarify. Cha-Cha M, hello, this is my first time. Does it enhance the blood flow in your arteries throughout the body? Does what, Cha-Cha? Does sauna? I mean, you're increasing your heart rate sitting in a hot box without moving. So effectively, you are mimicking exercise without exercising. I've got a series coming after the 30 for 30 that is going to be private. It'll be free. I'm not charging for it or anything, but it'll kind of uncover like some of the weight loss myths about sauna use. Like, everyone says that you should get a sauna so that you can lose weight, but what's really making you lose the weight? It's not until you start measuring metrics and looking at it really closely that you can kind of tell. But yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I'm not a doctor. I can't give medical advice. If you're looking for medical advice, please see a licensed medical physician, because I am not one. But yeah, in my opinion, definitely enhances blood flow. I mean, your circulation is ramped up in here. You're also sweating. You're getting lymphatic fluid exchange. All kinds of stuff is happening, especially when you're sweating from pretty much every inch of your body, like your ears, your head, your scalp, your feet. In this particular sauna that I'm in, there's heaters in the floor underneath the tile under my feet. There's calf heaters around the backs of my legs. There's actually heaters in the seat on the bench where I'm sitting. And then you can obviously see the big black heaters wrapped around me. And then there is a small side heater on the front left here and a small side heater on the front right here. So pretty much all of my body is saturated in infrared, far infrared specifically. And it's pretty difficult not to achieve that in like a device like this. It doesn't have to be this brand. I'm just using it as an example because we're in here. But is there something specific that you're trying to achieve, by the way? And welcome, first time, good to see you. There's a few more people popped in, guys. This is day 19 of 30 for 30. If there's a topic you want to talk about, question that you have, throw it in the chat, or at least say hello so I know you're here. Can't see who you are unless you say something in the chat. So good to see all the familiar faces. Mr. Tully, do you have any more questions? Happy to answer them. Didn't mean to not be offensive, but didn't mean to give you the wrong idea yesterday about starting out. A lot of people tune in when I have a guest. Like, well, I shouldn't say when I have a guest. The second time in my life that I've ever had a guest on sauna videos. So we've talked about creating a series out of this. I'm not sure if it's something that I can do consistently, but it's very possible. But anyway, so for the guest type videos, a lot of people like the entertainment factor. So yesterday we were just losing our minds in here, being in here too long, and it's all good though. Happy to help you. And I got your email too. I just haven't had a chance to respond to you, but I will. Let's see. Gonchero says, or Goncero, we went through this with your username, didn't we? I'm going to buy a big enough sauna where I'm able to do body weight workouts like plank, squats, push-ups. This will not only burn more calories, it'll also build up muscle endurance as well. Yes, that is true. If you can't get one that you can do that, I don't know how tall you are, but like for me, it's kind of hard. The only sauna that I can do that in is a yoga sauna, and I'm just not really set up for that. Plus, I think it'll be like $7,000. But anyway, there's some pretty good reads that you might find online if you search for sauning after your workouts. So even if you aren't able to do that, even a small sauna is pretty cool. Edmund says, are the heat lamps I'm using considered far infrared? No, not really. They're heat lamps. They have an infrared output. But if you stop listening to people on the internet that call them near infrared saunas and look at the output, like there's a graph for the output curve. Like if somebody were to look at it with a spectrometer, you can kind of see it's kind of all over the place, right? So there's two things that's really heating you up though. It's the heat from the heat lamps because they're 250 watts a piece. That's a lot of heat. A sauna like this has a power supply in it that pretty much taps out at about 1750 watts on a 10 or 15 amp circuit usually. So if you compare the amount of heat or electric heat that you have at your disposal based on the wattage, it's I'm getting behind here. Or that there's a lag. Sorry guys, these are just popping in for me. There's like 5 comments in a row. Mr. Tully, 2 men, 1 sauna is a blockbuster. I watched the beginning and caught your reply. Thank you. Of course, happy to help you. Even if we cut up and make fun though, nothing serious. Gonchero says, I'd recommend for y'all to buy it nice instead of buy it twice. Better to spend more money and less money on the product than these types. Yeah, but different strokes for different folks, right? Like some people just physically don't have the space. And the reason that I know that so well is because years ago when I was starting a new business and I lived on savings for 6 months and I reduced all my expenses and I moved to a 500 square foot apartment, that's kind of when all this started. I didn't really have room for something like this, right? That's why I was building those heat lamp things that back then I didn't know about the enclosure and how you could make it effective. I was trying to do it in my shower and it didn't work very well at all. It was terrible. But good. Yeah. I think there's a, you'll like this quote. You only cry once for quality. You only cry once for quality. Cha-Cha says, you answered my question. Thank you. Awesome, Cha-Cha. Good to see you. Gonchero says, yes, Dr. Rona Patrick educated me. She is smart as heck about saunas. Yeah, she kind of blows smoke up your butt, though, a little bit when she talks about how infrared saunas of any temperature or whatever, I can't remember how she says it, but aren't capable of producing heat shock proteins. I'm not sure I agree with that because if you get your core to a certain temp and you keep it there, pretty sure that can still happen. I'm not a doctor though. Ron Camino says, hi Matt, Interest Gel Toxin Binding Gel. I read a review on Amazon and they have a product said Russian, your source works in reverse. Said Russian and source works in reverse. What is your experience? I'm only on day 2 of using it. Ron, I've had great experience with it in the past, but I've been using that for a couple of years. I don't know if there's product control issues or possibly even fake counterfeit products like the other stuff. I've got a video about that on Amazon. Kind of in an interim with Intros Gel, like kind of in a weird spot. Like I think somebody that I know needs to import it so we know that it's really good quality and can make sure. I'm just not 100% sure. In the meantime, you can get great results with the activated charcoal. You could do the activated charcoal blend that's also on the list. And you could also do the bentonite clay. I get great results with bentonite clay. In fact, I'm on it tonight. So I'm using binders tonight. Andrew Parker says, would you ever consider building your own sauna? Like wooden or something else, portable? Because I just did the DIY portable sauna. Would I consider building myself a wooden sauna? Probably not. Just the juice didn't worth the squeeze on the time. Unless I had a custom house that was being built and I wanted a specific room like in the basement or something. But it's more cost effective to buy one. I know it seems like they're expensive, but for like $3,000 something, you could have something that's ready to go, ready to plug in. and just trim it out. I mean, you could even sink it into a wall if you want. It's kind of hard to beat that. Steven said, or I shouldn't say that. It depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for something, obscure, maybe not. Steven says, I might have asked this before. Sauna at the gym, traditional, use it in the morning. It was fine throughout the day. Have infrared use it in the morning, was completely drained. Well, that's such a loaded question, Steven. I have to be careful how I answer this stuff on public because other people are going to see this. But I mean, your body varies from day to day, right? Like, I'm not doing the best today. I didn't sleep well last night. I'm obviously fatigued from doing everything that I've been up to. And I mean, so now I can only use it at night before I go to bed. It gives me great deep sleep. Me too. That's how I use it. Was trying to figure out what the difference was between the two, why infrared affected me so much more. Well, it could be a bunch of reasons, right? I mean, you could be, man, I hate to say something and be totally wrong, but the easiest thing, if I were you and I wanted to find out, I would try some binders and see if the same thing happens. And if not, if you're not keeping a journal, like a workout journal, a food journal, a sauna journal, a something, you've got to figure out what changes from day to day to isolate what could potentially be going on with you. And if that's not possible, I mean, you need labs. And no one could really answer this and know for sure without seeing your labs. It's just not possible. There's like 300 things that could be going on with you at any one time. And I'm making that number up. It could be, whatever. Let's see. You mentioned glutathione. Do you take it? No, not anymore, Joan. But I take precursors to up glutathione at certain times. That's kind of like in one of these episodes, I talked about a greens powder that I think we're going to send out some demos or some samples to people that is natural and organic and it's grown in the US. So we actually know what's in it to boost glutathione. Instead of taking like the liposomal glutathione booster, that's like $100 a box. At least if it's $100, we could have it be a food supplement and be immediately absorbed or whatever. Gonchero says, I remember she said that. She said your body builds tolerance to infrared compared to traditional saunas. Come on, dude. How many years have I been in these things? I don't know if the lighting is bad in here or what, but does it look like I have built a tolerance? Come on. I'm not saying that you're, let's see. Chris says, whoa, 30 watchers. Maybe I shouldn't come back. You're crushing it. No, it's Saturday night. Chris in the house. Edwin said, Connie says, I want to build a sauna to hold my indoor bike. What kind of heaters can I buy? I have NR bulbs, but can't find a far infrared bulbs. The far infrared bulbs won't work like you want them to. Don't buy those. I have a bunch of them and they are terrible. So the only thing you could do is get a bigger, if you're handy and you can build a wooden enclosure, then you can build whatever you want. But if you're looking for a tent, you might check out the DIY sauna course or something like that. Mr. Tully, if one donates blood, hold off going in the sauna. I have slightly high iron, have to donate. I think it's taking too much vitamin C, trying to deal with dizziness. Technically, we're supposed to tell you to get cleared by a doctor publicly, Mr. Tully. If you wait a couple days and make sure you're eating the correct diet, I think you'd be fine. But this is not medical advice. If you need medical advice, please see a licensed medical physician. I'm not a doctor. But I've had blood drawn several times. I've had a lot of blood drawn from functional medicine doctors and done sauna the next day, and I was okay. But really just, whatever, listen to your body. Just take care of yourself. Can you use the sauna twice a day? Parker says, sure, if you can tolerate it. I've done a lot of days. We're doing 2 sessions a day. But you just want to be mindful of your hydration. You want to be mindful of your mineral intake. You want to be mindful of your diet. Make sure you're getting everything, because you could be depleted if you overdo it and you're just not built up for that, or your heat tolerance isn't seasoned. That's what I would call it. Ron says, had a lady when I was getting my chelation IV said diatomaceous earth. I think that's not correct. Works best for heavy metals and low cost for a lot. Any experience with this? Yeah, I've taken it, but in my experience, I like bentonite clay better. I've got a whole bag of that stuff, and I've only used it, I don't know, maybe 11 or 12 times, and I'm guessing. I've had it for years. It's very cheap, but really, it's kind of the same thing. It's an intestinal soot-like binder. Probably not going to be a huge difference between that activated charcoal and bentonite, But I mean, if you believe in it and you think you would have good results with it, by all means, try it. And I would like to hear your feedback too, if you compare it to something else, because like not everyone's body is the same, right? Some people, okay. The reason that I have Intros gel on such a high horse before the product quality could potentially be questionable is because so many people that used to contact me and say, hey, I feel sick after getting in the sauna and I don't know what to do about it. And I say, hey, have you ever tried a binder? They say no. They take Intros gel and they're like, oh my God, I feel so much better after about a week. So it's, experiment with stuff. These things aren't that expensive. You can get the bag of the DE for, I just call it DE because it's so difficult to pronounce. And every time somebody types it in the chat, the autocorrect spells it wrong. So you can get a bag of that stuff for like $15, a big bag. So I would just try a few things and then report back, see what kind of results you get. All of them I would consider safe. Just be mindful of the dosage and stay within the recommended range and you'll be fine. Edwin says, I stated what they call saunas in Love, Japan. I don't know what you mean, Edwin. You getting weird like Truth Provider? He's not here tonight, but let's see. One of the saunas held 50 people comfortably. It was on the 40th floor overlooking the city. Slept in a sleeping capsule, $25 for sauna night stay. That sounds awesome. I want to go and film it. I want to go try it. Ron says, also more importantly, thank you for sharing your experiences. You are giving me a longer life with my twins, whom are 12. Oh man, thank you very much. I mean, I'm not perfect. I definitely make mistakes, Ron, but thank you very much. That means a lot. Chris says, you had zero tolerance last night, ocean sweating like a madman. Yeah, last night was rough. I don't know what the deal was last night, but that could have just wiped me out. We were in here for an hour and 10 minutes. We did a workout, a pretty killer workout, actually. I'm going to try to, this coming week, before the last week of 30 for 30 ends, I'm going to try to film one of our workouts. I think yesterday was, we did a circuit. So it was 45 seconds on, 30 seconds rest. First station was battle ropes. Second station was kettlebell burpee press, I think. Third station was 50-pound sandbag crunches. We did that 3 rounds. Next circuit was dips, kettlebell swings, deep push-ups, and something else. I think overhead press with the sandbags. I don't know. And then we did a few things in between there. So it was pretty, it wasn't like a cardio day, but it felt like it. Let's see. Connie Flippaley says, thank you. Thanks, Connie. I'm not really sure for what. You didn't expand there or expound upon that. Edwin says, meant to say Kobe, Japan, autocorrect. Yeah, I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to get it, Edwin. Like when words are weird in there. At first I thought people were messing with me or it was trolls or like bots or something. But now that I know that it's you guys' screen names, I think it's the folks that are on the phone. It's just autocorrect. So I'm trying to do better with that. Doing a little better. I should probably have a sip of something, huh? Going on 38 minutes, guys. I think I'll stay on for 5 more minutes and then I'm going to hop out just because I need a shorter day today for myself. I think yesterday was a little too long for me with everything I've got going on. Want to get a good night's sleep tonight. Don't want to be up too late. And want to make sure I can finish the 30 for 30 strong. There's not really any doubt in my mind, but I've been fatigued today for sure. No question about it. Any other questions? We've got, I just set the timer for 5 minutes. So as soon as the sauna shuts down, I'm out of here. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Saturday evening. Any final topics you want to discuss over the last couple of minutes, throw them in the chat. I'm going to start winding down. The vent's already open. I'm at 135 degrees. The door is cracked, maybe, I don't know, ½ inch. Roof vent is open. Sweating pretty good. This lighting is terrible. This looks dry, but in fact, it is not. Actually, that doesn't even work. How do we get people to see that? Maybe that's the ticket. The lighting for this camera is awful, but it's wired. It's not battery powered, so it doesn't blow up halfway through the sauna session from the heat. Let's see what you guys got. Cha-Cha says, what do you think of the Finleo saunas? I mean, they're very similar to these. As far as I know, there's a couple things different about them. Most of them are sold at hot tub stores. It's just hard to get good information about the saunas from hot tub stores. But if you look at, there's a couple 2 fundamental things that are there's two fundamental design characteristics that are different between those. One is the amount of glass. So most of the Finleos have glass floor to ceiling in the front. It's not as insulative. You would have to try one yourself. Like, I don't want to sit here and tell you shouldn't buy a Finleo sauna because, you know, it has glass in the front. It's going to take longer to heat up. More heat's going to escape, blah, blah, blah. Because it might be a negligible difference. But for what I do, I like a little extra wood. And then I also like, I like a little bit more emphasis on low ELF, electric field specifically. The EMF, I think the EMF is low in those, but I can't remember, like for the new models. Let's see. Chet says, who's going to win between Tyson tonight? Is there a Tyson fight tonight? What time does it start, Chet? It is 9:41 p.m. my time, Eastern. Do you have the time? Do you know what time it is? Or do you know what time it starts? I didn't know that. I've heard about it. Edwin says, we're at the highest viewers, 30 for 30. Maybe. I think I've had 35 at one point in the past, but it was only for a couple of minutes. Most people bounce in, see what it's about. Maybe it's not for them, or maybe they're at work, maybe whatever, and they bounce out. But yeah, as an average for a long-standing duration, absolutely. Yeah. Joan says, hint, diatomaceous. Thank you for spelling that correctly. It's easy to pronounce when I see it. I see it on the screen. Earth is also great insect controller, fire sprinkler. Oh, fine sprinkle of it can control cockroaches, ants, etc. Yes, Joan is absolutely correct. I forgot about that. So don't let that deter you from trying it, because when I first looked it up a couple of years ago, I was like, oh my God, if this kills insects, I don't want to take it. It's fine. It won't hurt you. It desiccates them. Joan says. Edwin says, you can also brush your teeth with diatomaceous earth. Yes, you can. I also use a clay toothpaste sometimes, which is really cool. I used to use activated charcoal and then 8 Central. Okay, cool. Thanks, Chet. I appreciate that. I think I've got a few minutes to check it out. I got 2 minutes on the clock, guys. I'm going to get out of here as soon as the sauna shuts down. Any final comments? Anything you guys want to see for tomorrow? We're going strong. Tomorrow's day 20. Going to finish this thing. No more breaks. 1 minute left. You guys hear the beep? Sean, we got 60 seconds and the sauna's going to shut down. Mr. Tully says, thank you. Take it easy. Thank you, Mr. Tully. I'll get back to you also with your email. Or I'll probably just call you if that's okay. I just got to make sure it works. Like, I don't want to call you at 8 a.m. and it's like 4 a.m. your time. You know what I mean? Edwin says, thanks, Matt. Thank you, Edwin. Good to see you guys. Mr. Tully, anytime. Will do. Got it. Good to see all your familiar faces here, guys. And the new guys and gals that popped in. Aunt 2 Parker, good to see you again. Where's Chris's future ex-wife or something? I don't know what we were on last night, but it was obviously good. No, I'm just kidding. We were messing around after 45 minutes or so in here. Towels hanging all over the place like Silence of the Lambs. You get got to make things a little bit more funny. So good to see everybody. Final countdown is over. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. See you guys. See you later, Chris. Thanks for your help. Appreciate it. Hope everybody has a great Saturday night. We'll see you tomorrow for day 20 of 30 for 30 at 9 p.m. Eastern. Have a great night, guys.